Hello and welcome to this screencast on visualization with Pyplot and Datalore. The Pyplot package is a package within the Matplotlib library that allows you to create visualizations. The great thing about this video is that it comes with its own IPython notebook that we have shared with you in the description below so that you can check out everything that we've done. So what we're going to be doing is essentially going over all the papers in arXiv and categorizing them according to their different subjects. In this case, we have physics, mathematics, computer science, economics, biology, and statistics. And using that data, what we're going to do is plot the number of papers of the different categories per year. So in the x-axis or in the horizontal axis, we're going to have year, and in the y-axis or the vertical axis, we are going to have the number of papers, and we are going to plot that. Now, the figure is a little on the small side, so what we're going to do is make that figure larger, and we're going to do that using the fig size parameter inside of the figure method. Fig size is essentially a tuple that takes in the first argument as your width and the second argument as your height. The second thing that we're going to do is cut down the years to only show the years from 2010 to 2020. And lastly, feel free to play around with the code samples as well as the different cells in this document. For example, you can change location or lock to 1 and it will appear on the right hand side of the graph. Now, when dealing with a library such as Matplotlib, it can be easy to forget what different methods do. This is why if you ever need to know what a particular method does, you can always hit Control on Windows or Command on Mac and just hover over that particular method. This will show you the documentation for that particular method, and if you click, you'll be able to see more details about that particular method. Now that we're done with simple plots, let's head into subplots that allow us to plot different graphs in the same figure. So this is how subplotting works. You create a figure and then you use the subplot method. And inside the method, the first argument is the number of rows, and the second argument is the number of columns. And the third argument is essentially the position of the plot. So as you can see over here, it goes 1, 2, 3, all the way to 6 because 2 times 3 equals 6. Next on our list is the scatter plot. The scatter plot is very similar to the line plot in terms of the information that it shows. However, we've tried to create the scatter plot a little differently, where we separate the plot itself from the axes. And you can plot in this manner in Pyplot as well. Also, we set grid to true, which gives you a nice little grid. So now we head to the pie chart. The pie chart simply demonstrates the percentages of the different papers published. So the way you set it up is very similar to other charts, but here we have the explode variable and colors that are preset. Now, you might be asking, how did you set the different colors? Well, we set it using a variable called colors, and we set it to the colors parameter in the pie method. These colors are already pre-configured in Pyplot. However, if you don't like any of them, you can always add a hex value in the string instead. You can also specify how the percentage number is going to be formatted using the AutoPCT parameter and giving it a string format value. Just a quick tip for you folks here. You can also refactor, rename any variable you like in Datalore using Shift F6. But it can be difficult to remember all these different shortcuts. That's why we have something called the command palette, where you can search for any shortcut in question and use them. Next on our list is the humble histogram. Now, what this histogram is going to show is the number of articles per author. Now, usually you don't have that many articles per author. Most people just publish one article in a year. So we're going to use xlim to get that down from 1 to 10 as a max for the number of papers published. As another tip in Datalore, you can always save any image that is generated. So in this case, we can just go ahead, right click, and save the image if we want to. And as you'd expect, when you're done working with your notebook, you can always go to File and hit Publish to share it with your friends. Well, folks, that's all for this screencast. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as check out the notebook that we've made available in the description below.